In this video, I am going to talk about the patterns of some of the common pronouns used in Castilian Spanish. I will be filling out a table to show you how they can be grouped in order to facilitate remembering them more easily, so we will start with a partially filled in table. Here we have some subject pronouns and the prepositional forms, which are the pronouns that you use with prepositions such as for, by, underneath, or in front of. Fortunately, most of them are the same as each other. As a subject, nosotros, vosotros, él, ella, usted, ellos, ellas, and ustedes can mean these words in the column adjacent to them. Note that when there are two versions, such as nosotros and nosotras, you use the second version when referring to a group of females. This is not too difficult to remember, as nouns ending in a are often feminine nouns, and when they end in s, they are usually plural. Vosotros is a familiar version of you all, used in Spain. The words usted and ustedes are polite versions of you and you all. The prepositional forms can mean the words in the column on the right. The ones that are missing are yo and tú. Tú is a familiar version of you when talking to one person. The equivalent ones are mi with an accent and ti. The words with accents on them mean different things without the accents, but you may read them on the internet without them for various reasons, but that would be incorrect. El without an accent is one of the words for the, and tú without an accent means your. The subject pronouns are often omitted but are sometimes needed for clarity, as words like quiere can mean he, she, or you want. Also, they can be used for emphasis. For example, I can say soy inglés for I am English, but if I said yo soy inglés, this is like saying I am English. We have to change the intonation of the voice, but in Spanish it is not a requirement. The word para can be used as a preposition. I can say no es para mí, es para usted, which means it is not for me, it is for you. So, back to the table. We can fill in quite a few places with just 4 words. The words me, te, nos and os are the same in the direct object, indirect object and reflexive columns. The direct object is used when talking directly about a person or thing. The indirect object is a little bit like an indirect reference, as in giving something to someone or buying something from someone. Objects receive the action of the verb. The reflexive pronouns are like the words that end in self, such as myself, yourself, etc. So the word me can mean either me, to me, or myself. Te is a familiar version of you. Nos can mean us. Os can mean you all and is a familiar version used in Spain. As these words cover 3 types of object, I can just use them without deciding which type of object I am using. As a direct object, I can say he was waiting for us, which is nos estaba esperando, or estaba esperándonos, which can also mean she was or you were waiting for us. As an indirect object, I can say me compró una camiseta, which means he bought a shirt off me or for me. As a reflexive object, I can say we get up at 8 every day. Nos levantamos todos los días a las 8. To complete the reflexive column, I will insert the word se. This can mean himself, herself, yourself, yourselves, and themselves. This means that se levanta can mean he, she, or you get up. Se levantan can mean they or you all get up. Se is also used to make a verb impersonal, so you may see a sign saying se vende, meaning for sale, or se alquila, meaning for rent. There is another word, si, which you may come across, used with prepositions. For example, no lo podrá hacer por sí solo. He won't be able to do it by himself. Of course, it can also mean yes, both spelt with an accent. Without an accent, it can mean if. In the direct object column, we have the words lo, la, los and las. Lo for him or you, la meaning her or you, if you are female. Los means them or you all, and if the group is female, use las. These words also apply to masculine and feminine objects. Instead of trying to remember those, I just work them out when I need them. Words ending in O often are masculine. Words ending in A are often feminine. A male friend is an amigo. A female friend is an amiga. Amigos means friends, and if they are all female, use amigas. I think of this concept with the words lo, la, los and las. If I wanted to say I can see you and you are female, I change lo to la. If I wanted to say I will buy them, referring to a group of masculine objects, I change lo to los. For me, it is like remembering one word, lo, and changing this to suit the situation. This concept works for me and hopefully for you too. In the indirect object column, we have the words le and les. Le can mean something like to him, to her, or to you, and you append an s to make it plural when referring to a number of people, regardless of the gender. This means that if I wanted to say I want to give this to you, I say quiero darle esto. I use le because I'm giving something to you. The indirect object does not always translate as to somebody, because with verbs meaning removal or taking off, they could translate as from somebody, or in some cases, for somebody. For example, le he comprado esto, which can mean I bought this for you. As le can mean to him or to her, I may also need to clarify sentences with words such as a él to him or a ella to her. Although you usually do not need to do such things as in context, the Spanish know what you mean. Those types of construction are also used for emphasis. In Spain, you may hear people use le instead of lo or la. What I suggest is not to worry about it. Treat it as a regional variation and stick to the usage that I have shown you, which is easier. It just so happens that some people will say lo vimos for I saw him, but some will use le, but you should still be able to work out what they mean. Also, when you combine two pronouns both starting with l, it is a little difficult to say, so you change le or les into se. So if you wanted to say I told it to him, you would have a let lo situation, so change the first one into se and say se lo dije. Also, there are a small number of prepositions that use yo and tu instead of the expected mi and ti, which is something to watch out for. For example, entre tu y yo, between you and me. Also, there are special forms with the word con. Conmigo, with me, contigo, with you, and consigo, which covers everyone that se does so. Lleva el dinero consigo can mean he is carrying the money on himself. Also, remember to remove the final s from conjugated verbs ending in mos before the word nos to make it easy to say. So, vamos can mean let's go, and vámonos means let's leave. Well, I think that's enough information for one video. I hope that I have helped you remember the pronouns, and thank you for watching.